Welcome to the Carnosaur 2 review part 2. This isn't our place at all. So they're trapped, but that doesn't mean Burke is off the hook, so he goes about explaining the plot for the audience.
A biotech firm messing around with DNA, genetic experiments, I don't know what the hell it was. They found a way to bring back dinosaurs.
Right.
There was also a thing about a woman-killing virus that made people lay dinosaur eggs, but it's not really that important. Turns out all you need to cure it is Robitussin.
Maybe it was 2 weeks after all this went down, we stumbled onto something else. We found a nest. We found eggs. Dozens of them.
You know, it worked in Aliens because when they arrived they found evidence that the colonists there actually knew about it and were studying the eggs and all the shit inside. Here, you're saying that you brought dinosaur eggs into a uranium mine and no one had a fucking clue until they hatched and started eating people! Current Crisis remains trying to call for a rescue, though. Fortunately for them, Newton here can show his super hacker skills to slightly differentiate this movie from Aliens, as well as try to solve the crisis.
Next to that ventilation shaft, that's a storeroom. There's dynamite in there.
How the hell does that help you escape? Rocket jumping doesn't work in reality, you know?
Could blow those things to hell.
They're dinosaurs infesting a uranium mine and you think that dynamite can kill them. I'm personally surprised that Godzilla hasn't shown up yet. It's enough to get everyone to agree to this plan, except for Burke, of course, who stands vehemently against any plan to collapse this facility. Not that anyone else cares, or notices when he moves over to the confidential computer of corruption, locking Reedley and Monk in the room full of dynamite. Oh no, how will they ever... Wait, they got fucking dynamite!
For me.
Oh, I'm sorry, did I suggest a shot that would cost more money? Burke is nothing if not the obvious bad guy archetype, however, and runs down into the depths to risk his own life in the aspiration to become the biggest asshole on film. The problem is, I don't think there's anyone out there who actually liked Monk. That does mean he gets to have a standoff with Reed, though, as they hold a contest to see which one of them can hug the hardest. Up until the Raptors show up to remind us that they're supposed to be the bad guys here, resulting in a tactical retreat, and Burke confessing the dark secrets of this installation. Again.
2 lower levels, sub D and E. It's a repository.
Repository? Repository for what?
Weapons-grade plutonium, disabled nukes. The government has been spending a lot of time and money developing this site.
It's a mine and a repository. You are dumping shit where you're digging, and you are thinking to store plutonium in a uranium mine. Because no one's going to notice the difference, and this is also where you decided to bring fucking dinosaur eggs. Shit, do you happen to be storing Jimmy Hoffa's body down there too?
You guys are all a bunch of sick bastards.
They might be dinosaurs, but at least they're not fucking each other over for a percentage. Or for the right to dump toxins in the point is, you're a bad man. Ugh. Also, the atmospheric generator is on the fritz. Or the nukes stored below are having bad things happen to them and will blow. Same problem, thermonuclear explosion in a few hours. So they need a way out.
There's still gotta be some kind of link to the network, you know, some kind of emergency line in case there's ever an accident. We find out how to crash that, they've gotta know something's up. They're gonna send an evacuation team.
Or, hear me out. Use the emergency line to call for fucking help! Nah, too easy. They set out to find their last and only hope, to disable, and hope a blip is worth sending out a rescue team over, while at the same time setting up a fuck ton of traps in the hallways because, well, they gotta use the dynamite for something.
Have a nice trip, big boy.
And we see he intends to taunt the Raptors by playing the same damn public domain song over and over again. Well, at least I want to kill him now. While the Raptors challenge each other to see who can blow up the loudest, Nutrition hacks the security thing. Well, fuck it, he solves things by hacking, so of course this was a hacking problem.
Nailed it.
Emergency response system activated.
I guess it worked.
Wait, wasn't he supposed to crash it? Wasn't the problem that it was on? Can this movie make sense from one minute to the other? Also, we see the Raptors have already learned how to disarm tripwires, meaning their defenses aren't working, only increasing Michael Bay's appreciation for this film. So it's time to run to the surface. Do these guys have any idea what the fuck dinosaurs actually are? Or are they really going to start bleeding acid? Maybe a little raptor will pop out of the big raptor's mouth. Or you could just dismember a woman for us. Yeah, that's enough to make your stomach turn. Fucking hell, I can't complain about anything without running into someone else who has it worse. Their trip to the surface takes a drastic detour, instead shooting straight down to the bottom level. Somehow this death drop does not kill them, or even so much as slightly bruise someone, so they must take to the vents and fight through wave after wave of prehistoric predators. And nothing of value was lost. Even now, though, the movie has to be aliens, so Burke turns into Gorman and Monk into Vasquez so that he can stay behind to help him. The two of them can get surrounded by raptormorphs, and they can sacrifice themselves, going out in one last blaze of glory.
Thank you so much! Thank you!
Which hardly sounds like a sacrifice when you realize it gets you out of this fucking movie. But it's not a direct one-to-one ripoff of Aliens. Look, male Ripley is the one who loses their footing and falls back down into the depths of the installation, while Newt Boy suddenly must decide to escape or save their newfound father figure.
I'm gonna get help!
As far as you know, everyone but you and him are dead. What the hell are you gonna try? Dinosaur diplomacy? Or rather, the evac has arrived, strangely not wanting to check for survivors who don't come running out after them, as there's no time to dawdle.
We're gone, kid! In a few minutes, this place is gonna be hotter than the sun!
Then you don't have enough time to actually fly away and avoid the blast. This is what you would call a lost cause. Everyone's going to die. Why am I still watching this? I guess so I can see Neuter here rush back down himself to save Edward Ripley from, you guessed it, fucking Queen Dinosaur herself, the T-Rex. And at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if they actually did try to say that T-Rexes lay raptor eggs. I mean, fuck, that's what TriStar's Godzilla did. And what better way to escape the Queen Dino than with a big fucking elevator? The fuck are you going down for? The surface is the other way. Now the elevator's going up. If it was doing that, then the Rex wouldn't have been able to jump on top of it. Does this movie even know what the fuck it's doing? Fuck it, the point is they reach the surface, but the Rex does as well. Rather than just leave and let it get blown up and die anyway, they have to bring out the last big ripoff this movie has to offer. Get away from him, you dick! Yeah, it's a forklift versus T-Rex battle. You may remember this from the last movie. Doubly so as actually recycle stock footage of that battle to pad out this one. I also realized I praised that movie for paying homage to Aliens while bitching and complaining this entire time about how this movie rips off Aliens. See, there's a slight difference between paying homage and straight-up plagiarism. As we all saw coming, Newtman uses the convenient climax hole to take out the Rex, in much the same way we already saw. With that, they escape, travel Mach 80 or some shit to avoid the blast radius, and our story comes to a close.
It's gonna be okay, kid. It's gonna be okay.
Government facility completely destroyed, and your story for the public is about dinosaurs and nukes. Yeah, not a single thing you have to worry about in the future. Anyway, that was Aliens, no budget edition. And it's so bad. It's hilarious. Being a sequel to a mockbuster really lowers the bar for expectations right out of the gate, but I have to say that the fact that the plot is so obviously ripped straight off one of the most popular science fiction films out there, yeah, that was something. At the very least, it took some balls to be so blatantly unoriginal, but the kicker is the final product is entertaining. Not for amazing situations and unbelievable spectacle, but just because so much stuff in this movie is so very wrong, it's actually pretty amazing. The raptor suits this time around were the Deinonychus outfits from the last movie with swapped heads, but the fact that they ripped the claws straight from Jurassic Park is so absurd I can't be mad at it. Also, while they were completely hidden early on, the very clear display of the dinosaurs later in this movie show off much more definitively just how low quality they are. The darkness of the last film hit it pretty well, even though it's said that the T-Rex parts that didn't look good last time were made better and looked good enough to be used this time around. I think it's more likely seeing the final product that the standards have simply dropped enough to justify it. Carnosaur 2 is a bad movie, for fans of bad movies. It's wonderful in that sense, where you can laugh at the acting being all over the place, the plot being ridiculous, and especially that so damn many scenes are straight out of Aliens. So yeah, fucking terrible, but still worth a healthy 2 kids playing with dynamite out of 5. I feel like I should just have a mug that says 2 out of 5. I love it! Anyway, thank you all for watching. I've been Dr. Shado, and remember, don't store your plutonium with your uranium and your dinosaur eggs. Every single one of those is a bad idea.
Whoop, there it is.
Still, they strangely can't get fucking